Welcome to Unproblematic Podcast, where we embark on a journey of self-healing, empowerment, and the unbreakable bond of sisterhood. Join us as we explore the transformative power within every woman, sharing stories, insights, and tools to inspire your personal growth. This is your space, girl. Embrace healing, connect with fellow sisters, dance, and celebrate the strength that lies within. I'm your host, your girl, Shalom Unique, and together, let's cultivate a community of resilience and support. Mwah! Crowns up. Hello, Queen. That made me think about Keisha Cole's Oh, love, never knew what I was missing. We thought we could sing, but I knew once we start kissing, I found. Keisha Cole's is a close second, okay? Hi, my beautiful queens. Thank you for joining me on the Unproblematic Podcast. I just want to make an announcement, a quick announcement, then we're gonna get to the show. We're gonna get to the podcast. So I changed the podcast release from Wednesdays to Sundays, just because I feel like Sundays is the beginning of the week. And I feel like the gems that we drop on the Unproblematic Podcast is something that you should be getting that first day of the week and getting y'all journal prompts that first day of the week which will enable you to use throughout the week. Getting your affirmations that first day of the week, getting your tips, getting your journal prompts that first day of the week, so that you can use them throughout the week. Wednesday, I just felt like that was too much of the middle of the week. Like, y'all already done been through it Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Okay? What's helping y'all get through that Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday? So that's why I changed it to Sundays, 9 a.m. So make sure you all just subscribe. I'm gonna be working on getting this on YouTube as well and different platforms for podcasts, so that there's different areas for you to listen to it. I thank you all so much for sticking with your girl. We're 2 episodes in, and I truly feel so blessed to have each and every one of you, and I'm so happy for every interview that has been coming in. Also, if you are interested in being a guest on the Unproblematic Podcast, please reach out your stories. So either reach out at the Unproblematic Queens on Instagram. So that's just all one word, the Unproblematic Queens. Or you can email us at unproblematicqueens@gmail.com and just let me know that you are interested in being on the podcast. Mwah! Let's get it started. Make sure you get your journals, because we're going to go into our affirmation, into our journal prompts, and then into tips for today. Love y'all. I am a queen. I promote focus and hard work. I celebrate all my achievements, big or small. I get rid of negative thoughts and celebrate positive thoughts. I create healthy habits and avoid negative habits. I have a beautiful mindset. I'm adding all positivity to my daily self-care tasks. I am capable, and today I will accomplish great things. I am a queen. Hi, queens. So last week's conversation with the beautiful Yaya, I noticed that a lot of our conversation came to the subject of discipline and structure, and just the importance of both. And I wanted to take time out this week just to give you all some tips that I have been using in order to stay disciplined, maintain my discipline, and help me to continue to be disciplined. So my goal for 2024 has been to be more disciplined and consistent. And what I've noticed is that the two of them literally are side by side. In order to have consistency for myself, I have to maintain discipline, and have that drive to do what I know I need to do. Because I think that's what discipline really comes down to: doing what you know you need to do, even if you don't want to do it. Or also just doing the right thing, because the right thing is not always the easy thing, right? So I wanted to just go over maybe 5 to 6 tips and things that I have been doing to maintain, grow, and enhance my discipline. So let's get into it. Grab your notebooks. Okay, so tip number 1, what I feel like is the most important to help develop and elevate my discipline is, once I set clear goals, and that means like defining specifically the objective that I want to achieve, so that I have like a direction and a specific purpose. Like once I set those clear goals and wrote them down, I was able to kind of get my mind focused. So I would say tip number 1 is to set clear goals. What do you want to do? How do you want to be? What does your future self look like? And what are you trying to achieve? What is your purpose? Does your goals align with your purpose in life? Does your goals align with your authentic self? So don't just write down any old thing. Like actually take a moment or two. It took me like a whole week in order for me to set clear goals for 2024 and just lifetime goals in general, and went through each goal to see if it first aligned with who I really am. Because sometimes I've noticed in the past that some of my goals weren't even me. It was like goals that I would see other people accomplish. And I'm a person that I am big on expansion. So when I see that a peer, someone close to age, a Black woman complete something, like I automatically be like, oh my God, I can do that too. And then out of the blue, like it becomes my life. Just out the purpose of like seeing that they are able to do it. Like I am a big person on like, if you can do it, I can do it too. And that's just that. But what I've learned over the years is that people have different purposes. People have different goals in life, and their goals fits them and the person that they're becoming. And I have to make sure I tailor my goals to fit myself. So I wrote down all the things that I'm trying to accomplish, right, in 2024. And then I went through each thing and identified, one, if it even aligned with who I am. So that requires homework, right? Because you have to know who you are. What is your authentic self? What do you represent? For me, I feel like I represent healing, self-care, anything that has to do with peace. My name is Shalom. Okay. Yeah. Anything that has to do with peace, and encouraging women, and self-healing. So I made sure that my goals aligned with, and then like I have other things like my 4 top tiers of my authentic self is self-care, security, financial freedom, and I forgot the last one. I have 4: self-care, security, financial freedom. I don't know what the other one is. I gotta look in my journal. But I went through each goal to make sure that somehow or another it touched on those 4 pillars. And if it didn't, then I just put that on like a long-term nurture goal, or I really kind of thought about it to see like, is this my goal, or is this just something that I've seen somebody else do and was like, I can do it too. So yeah, I think the first tip on maintaining, elevating, or beginning your discipline journey is to make sure that you set clear goals. Tip number 2. Now, when you have those goals, I like to break it down. So tip number 2 is break it down. So I would divide my, let's say like my larger goals, or even like my larger tasks, into smaller things so that I can measure them more and it can become just more measurable, and I'm able to like put down the step-by-steps in order to achieve that goal. So for me, it's like tackling one step at a time, because I personally can get overwhelmed. Like when I put all my goals down and I be like, oh my God, I want to do so much. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. I want to do that. I like to make sure that, for one, it can be broken down. Like, for instance, one of my goals is to, just like a shallow goal, to be in the gym 5 times a week, right? And so in order to break that down, I break it down day by day. Today, what time am I going into the gym? And that's the time that I'm dedicating to gym time. Instead of looking at it as like, okay, for the week, I have to be in the gym 5 times a day. I focus on the day, what I'm going to do today in the gym, because my goal is to be in the gym 5 times a week. Does that make sense? Like, let me think of another goal for me. I want to get into the tech industry, right? So the bigger goal is like, I want to get a job in tech. So I'm breaking that down into sections. First, I need to figure out, where do I want to start in tech? So I figure that out. Secondly, is there anything that I can do to better assist myself, or I can gain more knowledge into the tech field and do that? After that, is there anything I can do as far as getting tech roles or tech jobs attention? So resume building, and then I just kind of just break it down to get to the end goal. So I start with what the bigger picture is, and then I break it down to each thing, like each step before that, in order to get to the bigger picture. So yeah, I would say that that's step 2, is after you set your clear goals, now it's time to like break those goals down. So step 2 is breaking those goals down. Another goal, or another tip that's been really helping me, is eliminating distractions. So now that I have a clear set list of goals, and I have went through each goal and broke down each goals into sections that can be measurable, that I can do a little bit at a time. My third goal, or my third tip, is to eliminate distractions. So I actually did a journal prompt on my distractions, like, what do I spend the most time doing? And y'all, I be on tickety talk. I stays on the TikTok ticking and talking, honey. What do I spend the most time doing? What do I spend the most money on? Because all that is a distraction. What do I spend the most money on? What am I thinking about the most? Because that also, for me, can be a distraction because I can get lost in my thoughts. And what am I doing the most with my time? So those were the 4 things that I just was like, okay, let me focus to see where my mind is, where my time is, and where I can eliminate some things. So the biggest thing for me was my time on social media. Such a huge distraction. I spend so many time on social media. I put my phone, it's like this thing in your settings where you can put your phone in sleep mode. So once you get to a certain time, so I set my phone for 2 hours a day. Once I hit that 2 hours on any of my social media accounts, then it locks all my social media because that's my limit. On top of the 2 hours a day, I make sure that since I spent 2 hours a day on social media, I'm spending just as much, so 2 hours on promoting my brand, on anything going towards my goals. So if I want to be in the gym, then I'll use them 2 hours in the gym. Or if I need to learn some more about tech, then I'll use that 2 hours to study. Anything that has to do with my brand, I'm using that 2 hours to edit, do anything that's more productive to my goals. And just went down the list of like, where is my mind for the majority of the day? And how can I now switch the mindset to think about, to be more productive into achieving my goals? So yeah, that's tip number 3, eliminate distractions. I also, on my social media, and this is a long-term thing, I've been going through my friends and just like deleting people that, one, not doing what I want to do or better. 2, ain't interacting with me and my posts, so that's not gonna help my brand grow if you just like a ghost follower. And then 2, any people that I've been feeling like I've been comparing myself to, because I think that's a distraction too. So anybody that I see and I'll be like, oh, like they're this, they're doing this, they're doing that, I'm not doing that yet, like I'm not there, I just delete them. Because for me, that can sometimes just make me stagnant. That makes me feel like, oh my God, I'm not doing enough. And it doesn't give me the push that I need. Like, I know for some people, they look at people that's doing better than, quote unquote, better than them, or, you know, have crisper content or whatever the case may be. And they be like, it serves as a motivation for them. For me, it don't serve as a motivation. I then become like obsessed and looking and, you know, seeing and comparing. And I usually at that point don't even post. Now there are some people, like I said, that are way further than me with my goals, and I look at them as like mentors and motivation. I try to keep the things that I take in relative to like those people, but anything that's like triggering me to feel like I'm less than, delete. Sorry, boo-boo. Mute. Sorry, girl. And then I just don't want, like, I really plan on making my social media more of a business. And so I want to make sure my engagement is on a professional setting. So yeah, eliminating distractions. Tip 4, celebrate progress. Like, I'm a person that I celebrate. I don't care how small it is. I celebrate. I like reward. I like gifts. I like I like being affirmed in my process, in my progress. So for me, celebrating my progress has been crucial in my staying disciplined journey, because it's like, yes, these are tangible moments. These are moments I can think about where yesterday I'm not the same girl as from last week, and that needs to be celebrated. So acknowledging and rewarding myself for achieving like different milestones, no matter how big or small, has been very helpful in being disciplined and just having that positive reinforcement. I feel like it enhanced that discipline. I think about I went to school for psychology, girl, so I know it works. Like, it's all in the mental, and I was really fine on positive reinforcement. So rewarding good behavior. So if I went to the gym for 5 days, then I need a reward. I need a gift. I need a round of applause, because that's what's going to keep me going and keep me moving. I take time to celebrate the moments. Because a lot of times we wait until it's like the final picture, the big finale, and it's like you don't acknowledge the work and the small things that's got you to this, grand gesture. So I would say an important tip is, again, to celebrate your progress. The next one, and I said 5, but I'm definitely gonna give you 6. So this is tip number 5, but I got one more. But tip number 5 is create a routine. Oh, I am a girl of routine, honey. Like, it's a time and place for routine, obviously. But I feel like in order to have that discipline, create space and time for you to do the same things and have that routine. Establish a consistent daily routine, because for me, it brings that automatic discipline habit, because 6 o'clock I'm getting up, I'm working out, whatever your routine is. I get up at 6 o'clock, I put on my workout clothes, I go work out. After working out, I come home, I eat my breakfast, my egg, avocado toast, boom, that's the routine. Establish a routine for yourself, so that stuff can just be automatic. It can be a second language. It's just like a routine. This is what you do Monday through Friday. Yes, make room to be able to adapt to, day to day. Like, some days the gym be closed for whatever reason, or, whatever the case may be. But on a day to day, I really feel like having a set schedule is so important. I used to be so big on just going with the flow. And if that works for you, you have that down, do what works for you. But for me, at my age right now, going with the flow doesn't work. Getting up, I don't wake up whenever I want to go to work. I don't have that type of schedule right now. I got to be at work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I have things I need to do in the morning. So therefore I need to plan my morning and develop a routine where Monday through Friday, this is what I'm doing every single day. And that has really, this is low-key. Creating a routine should be like the number 1 tip, but it just fell where it fell. Find what works for you. Write down your goals to see what all things you need to hit every single day, and make the time to do that. Get you a calendar, get you a planner, write it down, put it in your phone, do whatever you need to do so that you can fall into routine. Obviously, there are going to be some days where you fall off. Don't sweat it. Get right back up. Next routine, next day, getting right back on it. And the last one, the ultimate last one is, I would say, learn from your setbacks. So just like I was saying, like, okay, maybe you get off the routine. Accept it. Accept that, okay, Dad, today I didn't wake up at 6 a.m. like I wanted to. Today I didn't go work out for an hour. Or, today I didn't write a page for a book or whatever. Whatever your goal is and whatever your routine is, accept that you didn't do it. Don't ignore it. I'm big on like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to ignore it, act like it didn't happen. But I'm now accepting that it's a part of the process. Every day is not going to be perfect, but I don't want to use that as an excuse to not do what I need to do in order to succeed and be successful. I'm so big on, what you need to do to get to where you want to be. You just have to do it. And sometimes we give ourselves too much patience, too much grace. There's tomorrow. Y'all, we are unaliving every day. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and this man was literally like, every day we are living to unalive, to no longer live. We don't know the time or the hour. So why would I sit up today and be like, oh, it's okay, I've been doing this, or this is good enough? No, every day is a day to get closer to what your goals are. And we don't have time to continuously be giving ourselves grace and giving ourselves patience. So we need to learn from our setbacks, understand that it's a part of the process. But take that, and instead of like dwelling on them or just completely ignoring it, learn the lesson and use that to grow stronger. So, for instance, my goal was to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, right? I tried for a week and it just wasn't like, I was so exhausted. And so instead of me sitting there being like, oh my God, I can't do this, I'm like, how can I make this work? If I'm waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I need to be in bed by at the least 10 p.m. no matter what. Because the goal is to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, the days that I did not wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, it's easy for me to be like, oh, okay, no, I'm going to try tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. No, I need to take a moment to reflect on why I'm not waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Because I don't go to bed until midnight. You know what I mean? Like, don't just let it be, oh, okay, I'll try again tomorrow. What are you going to do tomorrow that's different today? That's going to propel you and just exceed, that's going to help you exceed your failures of today. And I don't mean to say failures in a negative way. It's more just like what's going to help you get to that goal that for whatever reason you wasn't able to accomplish on today. So, that's what I mean by just being able to learn from your setbacks. So what's them tips? I hope y'all wrote them down, honey. Tip 1, set clear goals. So define specific measurable objectives, I would say, to give your efforts a direction and a purpose. That's good. I hope I remember that. Tip 1, set clear goals. Yeah. Tip 2, break it down. So after you set those goals, you should now be breaking each goal down into smaller tasks so that they're more measurable, and you're able to take those steps to get to that bigger goal. So you should be able to break your big goal down so that you can tackle it one step at a time, because that makes it so much easier. Tip number 3, eliminate distractions. So you want to go throughout your day or your week and write down anything that's pulling you away from completing those goals. So you want to minimize any type of interruptions and create some type of dedicated either workspace, time, place, a designated day, so that it can enhance your concentration and your productivity. Tip number 4, celebrate your progress. So acknowledge and reward yourself for every little achievement, every milestone along the way to reach your bigger goal. Really believe in that positive reinforcement and celebrate those times where you're doing whatever you need to do to get there. And then tip number 5, learn from your setbacks. So accept the setbacks, and they're a part of the process. Don't dwell on them, but look at them as a lesson and use them to grow stronger. I hope this helps, queens. And put down any other tips that you have. Like, let's share if you have any other tips to be disciplined. Share, because, you know, just my little 5 tips may not work for somebody else. You probably have other tips that resonate better with some queens. So don't be scared. Let me know what your tips are. Mwah. Stay disciplined, ladies. Woo! So I hope you all take those tips in consideration and use them and implement them throughout your week. Let's get into our journal prompt of the week. So take a moment. It doesn't have to be today, but at least sometime within this week to take to yourself and free write. So what do I mean by free write? Write down whatever comes to mind when it comes to the next question I'm going to ask you. And you just write. Don't worry about if things are spelled right. Don't worry about punctuation. Just do a free write. Everything that comes to your mind about this journal prompt. Okay? Make sure you get your journals out, ladies, and a pen, paper, and go wherever you need to go in order for you to be able to sit quietly with yourself and your thoughts. Let's get into our journal prompt this week. Okay, question for this week. What is holding me back from my goals? So that's question 1. What is holding me back from my goals? Prompt 2. What can I do to eliminate distraction? What can I do to eliminate distraction? And then prompt number 3. What limiting beliefs come to mind when I think about my goals? What limiting belief comes to mind when I think about my goals? Okay, queens, get them pens going. Get that computer typing. Answer those questions for yourself and do some reflecting. All right, queens, we are coming to an end. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Unproblematic Podcast. I am your host, Shalom Unique. I want to end the podcast with just a piece of music suggestion, y'all. I really love music, and I feel like, you know, it really can just turn your day upside down all around. And I really enjoy movement. I want to also promote movement for each and every one of you. Get your body moving, get your body flowing, get the blood flowing in your body. And it helps you just to be one with yourself. A song that I've just been on, y'all, it's been on me. It's called Get to You Again by Mac. I believe his His name is Mac Aries, is how you pronounce it. That's MACAYERS. And just play it, y'all, and let the song move you. Yeah, if you feel confident enough, put a little video, press record, press the little record button, and tag the Unproblematic Queens. That's Get to You Again by Mark Aries. It's gonna be so good, y'all. That's just been my jam. It's just so flowy. You know, I ain't gonna do too much. I ain't gonna say too much. I'm gonna let y'all get to it. Again, make sure you all are following me, Shalom Unique, on Instagram at Shalom Unique, all one word, SHALOMEUNIQUE, and follow the Unproblematic Podcast on Instagram at the Unproblematic Queens. Do I need to spell it out for y'all? That's THEUNPROBLEMATICQUEENS. Make sure you're having a great week, Queens. Don't do nothing that I wouldn't. Mwah. Crowns up.